Hi, I'm Dhali and welcome to the Zone. Today's practice is part 3 of the Progressive Vedanta Downchill series. This is our final and most challenging practice of the series, and it's only for those that can complete parts 1 and 2 steady and comfortably. Again, you'll need a mat and a couple of blocks. Let's get started. For today's class, we're going to need a block. Our first position is Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana, the half lotus forward bend. I'm going to take the knee out to the side and support under the ankle, flexing the toes back, and take the heel as close to the navel. Then we're going to place the block underneath the knee. We're going to hook the left forearm underneath the toes, place our palms down by our sides, and pull the palms back towards us so we can sit up nice and tall. From here, we want to work at internally rotating that left leg to keep the toes pointing up towards the ceiling. This may be enough for some of you. We stay here with a position without forcing. For the others, you may be able to lean the body weight a little bit forward and place the hands onto the floor like so, pulling the palms back towards you. For others, you may be able to grab hold of the foot like so, pulling the palms back towards you to create space before you fold forward and down. Whichever variation you're going to try, please respect your limitations. Use your breath as a guide to go deeper into the pose. Yeah. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Keep pushing the heel up towards the hip. Yeah. Work at keeping the length of the inhale and exhale the same. In between your inhale and exhale, there's a retention of breath for a second or two. All the breathing is done in and out through the nose, so the mouth will be softly closed. And from here to transition to the other side, when you're ready, slowly on inhalation, bring the palms together, coming up, adjust the foot. As you exhale, extend the leg out. Take the block to the other side of the body. We take the knee out to the side, supporting underneath the ankle. Flex the toes back to take the pressure out of the knee. Draw the heel up. Place the block underneath the knee. Then we hook the forearm in front of the toes like so and pull the forearm back. This will help to bring the knee around for your forward fold. Yeah? Make sure the toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. Lift up out of the front of the body. And then slowly start to fold forward and down. You may be able to move to the second variation where I'm hooking the back of the forearm in like so. Yeah. For those of you that don't need the block, you can simply fold forward and down. So please respect your limitations. Wherever you are in the pose, you may be here. Stay steady and comfortable with your breath. If you move into the deeper variation, the breath starts to speed up, then it's generally an indication that you're going a little bit too deep into the pose too quickly. Yeah? This pose took me many years to get right. Particularly after knee surgery, you don't want to force the pose. Yeah? One more breath. And slowly as you inhale, coming up. As you exhale, extend the leg out in front. We're going to take our feet hip width apart. This next pose, forward bend, is Ugrasana. If you cannot access the forward fold, this is where you place the block underneath the sitting bones and you sit up on top. From here, we're going to be taking the head down in between the shin bones to the floor. If the legs are a little tight, you can also bend the legs like so. But I'm going to place the palms over the soles of my feet like so, and as I inhale, I pull the palms back, flexing through the ankles and lifting the chest up high. Then I want to lengthen through the back of the neck by drawing the chin forward and down and retracting the face into the back of the skull. From here, I slowly seduce the body into the forward bend, changing the grip of the hands to grab hold of the heels. From here, the shoulders are relaxed, and I'm working as I exhale at squeezing my rib cage towards the thighs. But as I inhale, I can let the legs bend a little, lifting the back of the knees off the floor. Then as I exhale, I squeeze the back of the legs down. But then as I inhale, to create space, to release the tension, let the back of the knees come off the floor. As you exhale, squeezing down. Some of you may need to use the block in this pose to place the block underneath the forehead, like so. You can also use the bolster if you have one. Keep your shoulders soft. Draw the shoulder blades back down, away from your ears, towards the kidneys. One more breath. And slowly as you inhale, rise up to sitting. From here we're going to transition into downward dog. To do so, we're going to cross the feet, lean forward onto the knees, take the palms to the floor. From here, step back into push-up position, drop the knees to the floor, take your buttocks back to your heels. Look at the hands, spread the fingers nice and wide. Try to create an even distance from the edge of the mat from the little finger on both sides as you lower the head to the floor. From here we transition, shoulders over the hands, toes tuck under, feet hip width apart. We lift the buttock up, but we keep the legs bent at 90 degrees. From here, I push the sitting bones backwards to elongate the spine. Then from here, once I have the spine elongated, the chin draws forward and down, the throat lifts into the back of the neck, and I work at extending the heels down to the floor. Now the front of the body, the lower rib cage is lifting up towards the spine. Out of the center of the armpits, I'm pressing down into the first knuckle of my index finger, externally rotating the upper arms. Now, bring your awareness back to the four parts of your breath. If it's too strong for you, you let the heels come off the floor, yeah? And you can slowly work at lowering one heel and then the other to the floor. And the next position we're going to transition through is to Ustrasana. We're going to take the knees to the floor. So slowly as you inhale, roll over the toes to drop the knees forward and down, sitting back onto the heels. The safest way to move into Ustrasana is to place the hands onto the heels like so. Yeah, if you're a little stiff in the back bend, then you're going to start up like so, placing the hands into the smaller back. Okay. From here, we push down into the shin bones. We let the hips drift forward. You may come up onto the heels like so with the tips of the fingers. I'm pressing the shin bones down so the hips can move forward. I'm internally rotating the upper arms. If you have problems with the neck, the chin stays forward and like so. Otherwise, I draw the throat into the back of the neck and I'm taking the head back like so. Keep pressing your shin bones down. Keep internally rotating the arms. The pose should be comfortable. If it's not, then you lower the buttock back to the heels. We're going to transition to Sarsangasana, the rabbit pose, by dropping the buttock down to the heels. Okay, from here the chin draws forward and down. I tuck the buttock under, rounding through the base of the spine, rounding the upper thoracic. As I inhale, I open, moving the spine in the opposite direction. Exhale, rounding. Just preparing for our next pose. Inhale up. Then as you exhale from here, drop the forehead down to the floor in between your knees. Grab hold of your heels and slowly as you inhale, lifting up with the hips. Grab hold of the heels and pull the heels towards your body. We want to get a little bit of a stretch through the back of the neck here. The face will retract into the back of the skull. The throat will draw into the back of the neck. then slowly as you exhale, lower the buttock back down. From here, take the hands to the floor, tuck the toes under, step back into push-up position. From push-up position, lower the buttock to the floor, transitioning into downward dog. Shoulders forward, spread the fingers wide, toes tuck under, lift the hips off the floor, pressing the buttock back. And once you've got the elongation through the spine, then we can straighten the legs. From downward dog, we'll transition to Chaturanga Dandasana. First, we'll move through a push-up position. This may be enough for some of you. You can pause here. Press back through the heels to take the weight out of your arms, and then slowly draw the elbows in close to the body as you lower yourself down. Keep pushing the heels away. Keep drawing the navel up towards the spine. Elbows squeezing in against the body. Then from here, you're going to lower yourself down to the floor. Pause there. Turn the head to one side. Shake the hips from side to side to alleviate any tension through the lower back. Our next pose will be Parsva Bhujangasana. Turn to place the chin onto the floor. Press the pubic bone down, stretch the toes away. From here, you're going to peel the chest up off the floor without using your arms. You'll get to a point where you can't move any further. Then we place the heel of the palms down, keeping our elbows as low as possible. We peel up with the spine. It's important here that you relax the muscles either side of the spine. We're going to turn the left palm inwards 90 degrees as we bend the elbows and turn the bridge of the nose to look over our right shoulder. Stretch the toes away, keep relaxing the muscles. It's not a deep back bend, but you have to be careful that you don't strain through the side waist. To transition through the other side, as you inhale, twist back into the center. Look down at your left palm. Adjust so the fingers are pointing forward. Then turn the fingers in on your right palm. Bend the elbows. Take the bridge of the nose to look over your left shoulder. Weight should be even in both hands. Muscles either side of your spine are soft. And slowly, as you inhale next, turn back, turn the fingers of the right palm forward. As you exhale, lower yourself down to the floor. Turn the head to the opposite side. Release the back of the hands to the floor, rocking the hips from side to side. Lift the chin. Looking forward, take the hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck the toes under. From here, lift up with the body. Let the toes turn away. Lower the buttock back to your heels. Lower the forehead to the floor. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Then with our next inhalation, we're going to lift the hips up off the floor. You may need to reposition the hands by walking the hands back so they're directly underneath the shoulders. From here, today we're going to bring the knees in together to touch. And take an inhale, we concave the spine to look up towards the ceiling. But then as we exhale, we're going to round through the spine, drawing our right knee towards our forehead. Then as we inhale, we're going to concave the spine, extending the right leg back, bend the right leg and lifting the knee. As we exhale, round through the spine, drawing the right knee towards the third eye. Inhale, concave the spine, lifting the back leg. Exhale, rounding, draw the knee in towards the third eye. This time, inhale, drop the right knee to the floor, concave the spine, pause there. Swapping legs. As we exhale, drawing the left knee up towards the third eye. Inhale, concave, straighten the leg, bend the leg, and then looking up. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, concave. As we're concaving the spine, I'm pulling the palms back in towards the right knee. As I exhale and rounding, I'm pushing the palms forward away from that right knee. Once again, inhale. Exhale, rounding. Draw the knee in. Inhale, release the knee to the floor. As you exhale, lower the buttock back down to your heels. Lower the forehead to the floor. Pause there. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Take an inhale. Lift the buttock up off the heels, transitioning into downward dog. Toes tuck under. Exhale, pressing back. Make that connection out of the center of the armpit, pressing all the way down into the first knuckle of the index finger. Pressing the thigh bones forward towards your armpits. Think of lifting the center of the armpits up towards the ceiling to lengthen through the side waists. Then as we exhale, we're going to drop the knees back to the floor, sitting back onto the heels. From here, we'll transition next into one of the more difficult poses of today's practice. It's going to be a balance pose. What we're going to do is we're going to place the palms onto the floor, but take the hands a little wider so the little fingers touch the edges of your mat. From here, stretch the legs back like you're doing a push-up position, but bring the feet together. Then we're going to bend our right leg and take it out to the side. We're going to shuffle our arm back to take the upper arm underneath the back of the calf like so. And then with the bent leg, we're just going to pause here. That's it. Keep the back foot on the floor. Point the toe of the right leg. That's it. Inhale, push up. Step back to downward dog. Drop the knees to the floor. Drop the buttock back to the heels. Ready to transition to the other side. Take the hands forward. Little fingers out a little wider. Tips of the little fingers touching the edge of the mat. Tuck the toes under into push-up position. Then you're going to step the left leg forward. You're going to take the elbow underneath the back of that left knee. We lower down and then we balance the left leg on top of that left arm. Keep pushing the right heel away, but point the toes of the left foot. Then as you inhale, push up, press back to downward dog. Take the feet hip width apart. Pause there. Elongate the spine by drawing the chin forward and down and lifting the throat up into the back of the neck. One more breath. Slowly exhale, lower to the knees to the floor. Tuck the feet under behind, slide the hands back. Extend the legs out in front. Draw the buttocks forward. Then draw the heels in close to the body. From here, with your index and middle finger, you're going to interlock the big toe. From here, you're going to push your rib cage forward. And then slowly let the legs come off the floor, making sure you've got enough room behind you because we're going to be lowering back. Then slowly keep the heels pulling in close to the chest as you separate the feet, extending the legs away. From here we want to think of pushing the toes away like you're pressing the accelerator down on the car pedal. Keep sinking the armpits and the shoulders down and away. Then slowly, as we inhale, bring the feet together and pause here. If you're cramping a little bit in the hip flexors, you can simply rotate the feet out like so. Otherwise, keep the feet together. And as we transition next to Urdhva Mukha Paschimottanasana, Keep hold of the toes, but you may allow the legs to bend slightly. We're going to roll down onto the back. From here we're going to change the positioning and grab hold of the feet and pull the feet down like so. Transition as you inhale, both feet grabbing hold of the right heel, and as you inhale, swing up to sitting. But I'm pulling the right heel back in towards the body to help me sit upright. If this is too much, then you're grabbing the back of the calf like so. Go back to the 4 parts of the breath. Close the eyes. Use the retention of breath to control the inhale and the exhale, entering and exiting the body. The eyes open. From here, bend the right leg. Take the right elbow and push it back as strong as you can so you can squeeze the right heel back down to the floor. We're going to place the palms down onto the floor. For some of you, you'll keep the left heel down, but from here we lift the buttock up. If you have the strength, then you lift the left heel off the floor like so and point the toes. And lower down. Extend the leg away. Transitioning through to our left leg, bending the left leg, either grabbing the back of the calf or the heel, and extend the leg away. Pull that left heel back in towards the body to sit up nice and tall. Relaxing the shoulders down and away. Work at squeezing the rib cage towards the left thigh. And then to transition into Ekapada Bhujapidasana, we allow the leg to bend, the knee transitions out to the side. I hold on with the right hand so I can take the left elbow, the back of that left upper arm underneath the back of my left knee. I take the hands to the floor. I have to lean the weight forward to get the weight out of my butt. So I lean the weight forward like so. I pull that left heel in close to the body and lift up. Either pause here with the heel onto the floor or you're lifting up like so. And then gently lower the body with control down. From here, I'm going to take the left heel up into half lotus. I bend my right leg and using it as a support, I place the left knee on top of the right ankle. The right shin bone should be parallel with the edge of the mat. Place the palms onto the floor. Pull the palms back towards you. Now if you need to, you can place the block underneath the knee like so. And from here, you're going to fold forward. Work at keeping the length of the front of the body, from the pubic bone to the base of the throat. So you're not rounding like so. You maintain this integrity in the length. Walk the hands forward and down. One more breath. And we'll gradually transition back to sitting up. Walk the hands back. Take the hands behind. Stretch the legs out in front. Good. Taking the right heel. I keep the knee low. Take the right heel up. I'll use the left ankle this time as a support, or if you need, the block. I'm flexing the toes back of the bent right leg. This is to help take the pressure out of the knee. Draw the flesh of the buttock out. Palms in front. Pull the palms back towards you to give you lift and elevation. Slowly walk the hands forward and down. Just allowing the breath to resume back to its natural flow. Giving the body time and space to surrender. And then in your own time, when you're ready, return to sitting upright, extending the legs out in front to prepare the body for Shavasana. Roll down through the spine. Close the eyes. Allowing the bone structure to sink, merging into the floor. That's enough for today's class. Thank you all very much.